Hey, I'm Mike Blasfeld. I'm the Senior Manager of Public Relations at United Way East Ontario. I'm here with my friend Melany Goodhue today. Melany, tell me a little bit about your business, what you do, and then we can talk a little bit about why we're here today.
For sure, yeah. So my name is Melany Goodhue. I own Pulse Wealth Management. I'm a certified financial planner, and I work with individuals and corporations to do strategic comprehensive financial planning.
Let's just start off with a baseline of, how can people get involved in getting a taxable return from a donation?
For sure. So, of course, we all know you can make your lump sum contributions, but an even easier way is just to make a monthly contribution to a charity. The great thing is that when you do that, not only are you giving to charity and helping out organizations in need, but you're also getting a really nice tax incentive. So the federal government and the provincial government will give you a nice tax deduction that you can claim. So there's a couple of thresholds. Any amount is good. Up to $200 of a contribution in a year will give you about 15% of a federal income tax deduction. On top of that, you're also going to get your provincial tax deduction. The sweet spot is over that $200 mark. Once you get over that $200 mark, the federal income tax deduction pretty much doubles at about 30%. Plus your Ontario or whatever province you're in, the provincial tax deduction. Another really neat thing too is that, if you can just do, 150 or 200 in a year, which is great, but you want to maximize that tax deduction and still give the charity the money in that year to use, you don't have to claim that tax credit and that donation in that year. You can actually carry forward, let's say that $200 into the next year, add that to your new $200, and now you've reached that threshold with your $400 claim.
We've seen significant growth in the donation of securities in recent years. A lot of people don't really understand what that is. Could you break that down for me in plain language and tell me how people can get involved in that?
For sure. So actually, there's a lot of people who don't know that you can donate securities. What are securities? In its simplest form, think of like an RSP or a TFSA or a non-registered investment. So an investment, right? Well, if you can donate from your investments, if you've got the extra to spare, you can actually donate that. And honestly, it's as simple as filling out a form with your financial planner, and then that gets donated.
Hear a lot about planned giving might be an easy way to, make a great donation to charity. What exactly is planned giving? So
planned giving just means that I want to set something up to give to a charity down the road. And so that might be, I don't need or I don't want that tax incentive today. I'd like to give it down the road. So there's a lot of people who think of, leaving a legacy to their kids, but did you know you can actually leave a legacy to a charity as well? And it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can leave a portion or even just a portion, or all if you want, of your estate to a charity. And a lot of people don't realize that. They think their only option is to give today, but you have both.
So when you talk about leaving a gift in your will, are there ways that people can do that in different ways?
So there's a couple things there. So the first thing I want to point out is that leaving it designated in your will, okay, but the best thing that you can do, especially if we're talking about investments and things like that, is to name the charity as the beneficiary, because then it's deemed as an in-kind gift, and that's the easiest and best way that you're going to get that donation tax credit. If it's just designated in your will and your estate is designated as the beneficiary, you could run into some issues. So it's just cleaner and better to name the charity, if that's your intention, name the charity as the beneficiary. Then it's very clear this is an in-kind gift, and it makes it a lot easier for receiving that tax donation. Now, I did mention earlier planned giving. Here's the really cool thing about using life insurance as a way to give to charity. The great thing about it is you can actually claim the tax credit today on those premiums that you pay, or you can leave that credit to be received on your death.
From your perspective, your line of work, what do you tell people, I guess, on a yearly basis when it comes to tax incentives? how things can kind of fluctuate?
So it's important to know, right? Like tax law changes quite frequently every time there's a federal budget release and things like that. So it's always important, if you're curious about it, to check the Government of Canada website and also your provincial government website to just inform yourself of what the current tax deduction rates are, so that you know when you're making a contribution approximately how much you can expect. Also, if you're working with a tax accountant or a financial planner or financial advisor, they should have that information on hand, so you can always check with them as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for imparting us with this wisdom from the wealth management side of things. Is there anything else that you'd like to add that people might not know about charitable donations and getting some money back on their tax return?
I think you and I have covered pretty much everything. You and I connected because I was drawn to the fact that I love paying it forward. And I was drawn to the fact that you work for a charity, and this is an avenue, a vessel that people can pay it forward and give back and do good things. But also, financial planner in me is like, double whammy, you're now getting this really great tax deduction and money back in your pocket. So I wanted to meet with you today and share this information because I think it's a lot of stuff that people don't readily know. If anyone is interested, if you've listened to this and you want more information, please feel free to reach out. You can contact Mike at United Way or directly Melany at pulsewealth.ca, and I'd be happy to help you understand what is best for your particular situation in terms of passing on to the charity of your choice.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Melany. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.